Thanks to you four, we were able to open the Grand Market for business today without much incident. Can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. No, there's no need for that. We barely did anything. I'm just glad no one got hurt. All the more reason to thank you. A merchant's stall is his livelihood. Any action taken against it can throw him into a blind rage. And it's hard to bring someone back from that. It would seem the problems facing the merchants in this town are quite grave indeed. The provincial army may have intervened, but it's difficult to believe they'd make no attempts to find an amicable solution. Quite right. It's clearer than ever now that they have no intention of trying to resolve any issues revolving the market. And I can't see that changing unless we decide to accept the sales tax increase and just keep quiet about it. Still, you'd think they'd at least be a little more subtle about the whole thing. There's no way those two merchants are just going to accept this and move on. No, I don't suppose they will. And if word gets out about this, it's not inconceivable for certain groups of people to begin boycotting the marketplace. Something definitely has to be done. I'm just not sure what. Is something wrong, Green? You're awfully quiet. Are you feeling unwell? Sir, I have a favour to ask. Would you consider allowing us to investigate this morning's incident? What? Are you suggesting that we attempt to find the perpetrator who destroyed the merchant stalls ourselves? It's a kind offer, but as I said yesterday, this is our affair, not yours. You're students, you have your own studies to worry about, and I wouldn't feel right interfering with them. We're students training for the military, though. We can't just stand by and allow something so unjust to go unchallenged. It's the provincial army's responsibility to address this, sure, but they're shirking their duties here, and that reflects poorly on us all. Well, that's true enough, I guess. But do you really think we're up for something like this? I can't have to wonder about that too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just, well, amateurs. We should at least check with the instructor Sarah first and see what she thinks. She's already told us. Put your heads together and think, and I'm sure you'll see what you need to do. Or worse. That seems like exactly the sort of thing she meant, at least. At least it does to me. Oh. I see your point. Perhaps matters such as this may fall under the scope of our field studies after all. Yeah, you do make a good case. I'm still not sure what we're up to it, but I guess it can't hurt to try. Neither seek nor shun the fight. Very well, we shall do what we can. Are you really sure about all this? I'm certainly not going to say no, but I'm very concerned that the market and the safety of our merchants. So if you're 100% sure, I have to admit, I truly would appreciate anything you can do for us. Thank you, sir. We'll do everything in our power to find answers for you. Just be careful, don't go seeking out trouble. I don't want your kids being put in danger. We're dealing with a criminal who acts under the cover of night. He may be capable of a lot more than just thievery and vandalism. Remember, I'm responsible for your safety. If anything were to happen to you, I couldn't even look Van Dyke in the eye anymore. We'll be careful, we promise. I know I will, at least. Probably need to be more careful than anyone else here. Now that's settled, we should act quickly. Yeah, let's get this investigation started. So, first things first, we need to decide where to start investigating. The logical starting point would be the Grand Market itself, the scene of the crime. Can't argue with that. We should probably get statements from those two merchants before anything else. Indeed, I anticipate they've calmed themselves down by now, so perhaps we can get something a bit more substantial from them. We still have to ascertain their innocence or guilt in the matter as well. We'll need to keep a close eye on time though. If we miss the last train towards Hamdar, we'll have no way of getting back to the academy today. Plus, we've been given another test too, and we'd like to get them done. In short, we need to keep moving. Our deadline is 9 PM. Let's use every minute we have to accomplish everything we possibly can. Understood. You bet. Right. Right. So our first task our first port of call is the Lost Wallet. Actually, you know what? Not the Lost Wallet. It is this one. Large ocean monsters sitting on West Celtic Highway. Blah 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 blah. West Celtic Highway. Right. We'll do that one first. So north is this way. So west is this way. Right. Basically, we'll do the monster extermination quest first. Yep. Because no, we should focus on getting more information before going anywhere else. Yeah, let's go back to asking around. God damn it. I was gonna do the monster extermination first, so it was out of the way, so I could focus on asking around. but I guess not. Alright, well, we'll do it this way. Let's do the wallet first then. Hi. Excuse me. Excuse me, would you happen to be Lizzie? That's correct. Does that make you the students from Thor's who the market manager said would be coming? Yep, that's us. We came to see you about the request you sent in. Would you explain the situation to us in full? Of course. I happened to come across someone's wallet by my store yesterday, you see? I kept it with me in the hopes that they would come to pick it up, but no one's come back to claim it. As such, I'd like to ask all of you for your help in delivering it back to its owner. Would you be able to do that for me? Sure. Yeah, we'd be happy to help. Thank you. Here's the wallet that I found there. Well, we'll be sure to take good care of it. I assume that you've already inspected the contents. I did indeed. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything inside that could help to identify to the owner. What exactly was inside anyway? Well, naturally there was Mira in it. I couldn't believe just how much was in it though. The only thing was a train ticket to Heimdall that's scheduled for tonight. Sounds like the owner is a fairly well-off traveller then. There's not much we can do with that as our only lead though. I believe the train ticket is potentially our best lead. Yeah, but what should we do with it? Should we go and ask at the station? Yeah, considering it's for a train at least tonight, I imagine the owner is practically searching for it. Which means they might have already been to the station themselves to ask for it. Let's head over to the station then. Sorry for the trouble, but I'm counting on you for this. No problem, we'll get this done. I mean, might as well, right? It was originally our task in the first place. After entering the station, they asked about whether or not there had been any inquiries in regard to lost property. Yeah, there was an inquiry. The wallet seems to match the description we received too. Can I ask when the inquiry was made? I believe it was this morning. A young lady came along in a panic, claiming that she was at a complete loss without her wallet and its contents. From what I could tell, she seems to have been travelling alone too. I get why she would be in a panic then. Did you say anything else about that could lead us to her? She mentioned something about returning to the inn to do a thorough check, if I recall correctly. It's the weathercock right down the street. You can't miss it. How convenient. We have to be staying there ourselves. Right, then let's go get Margaret. Let's go ask her. Might as well, right? And it really is just down the street. Margaret! Hey there, is something the matter? Do you have a moment? There's something we'd like to ask you. Rain explained the situation to Margaret and asked if anyone had come looking for a wallet. Oh, you looked for Annabelle then. Bad timing though, she just left. That's unfortunate. But we have a name now at least. This made life a lot easier. True, all that's left now is to actually go meet with her. She mentioned that she'd be searching at the rest area in the Grand Market next, so you want to head over there. Make sure you return it to her, okay? We will. Let's go. Thanks, Margaret. That really helps. If we have a name, then it's much easier to find them, you see. Might be able to resolve this before we have to start asking questions. This way. So she's near the rest area, right? So she's around here. So the rest area is a sort of plaza looking thing. Hello. You don't look like a woman to me. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know if a young lady came here and searching for a wallet, would you? She was indeed here a few moments ago, but she's gone now. Do you know where she went then? Unfortunately not. She did mention something about having no choice but to rely on Aidios now though. Does that help you out at all? I think there's only one place that could be. Should we make our way to the church then? Yeah, seems like our best bet for now. I've only got Aidios to rely on. So, the church. Damn it. I wanted to see if they'd animate the flags so you could run through them, but no. Anyway. To the church, to Divine Providence. I went the wrong fucking way, didn't I? Yep. The other way. But yeah, to the church, Divine Providence, and rites and stuff. I don't know how it works. In here. Seems like as good a place as any. Excuse me, are you Annabelle? Oh, Aidios, please have mercy on my poor soul. I simply cannot believe this. How am I supposed to live on having lost all my Mira in a place like this? Looks like we found her. The tragic heroine act made it kind of obvious though. Unfortunately, we'll have to interrupt her. Excuse me. Ah! Just who are all of you? Well, you can turn right around if you're planning to rob me. I no longer have any... Please calm down. We just want to ask you something. Are you correct in assuming that you're Annabelle? I am. Kinda thought so. You wouldn't happen to recognize this wallet, would you? They showed Annabelle the wallet. That's my wallet. Where did you find it? Well, you see, we found it. We had a request to hand it back to you, and one of the merchants found it for their desk. Thank you so much. I'm surprised to hear that a merchant from the Grand Market kept it safe for me, however. Kindness remains within people's hearts after all, it would seem. Looks that way, yeah. Regardless, I'm very grateful that you found it for me. Is there any particular amount that you'd like in return? You can take half of what's currently in there if you'd like. Yeah, I don't think we can accept that. Your thanks alone is enough. I see. Well, how about this then? I purchased it as a souvenir at the Grand Market before the great wallet search began. I see no reason you can't accept that. In fact, I insist. I hope you find it useful. Thanks. We gratefully accept it. You're very welcome. Thank you again for finding my wallet. So you managed to find the owner after all then. Thank goodness. I really can't thank you enough. I'm glad that we could be of help. Please excuse us then. Ta-da! Alright, now we'll start doing the clues. Well, one of the guys is here, so... Hi, what's up? What happened? Tell me what you know. And to think I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Celtic Grand Market. What did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me? You! I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see me acting like that. I hope you could forgive me for my inappropriate behavior. He seems really down. That's quite understandable. He's a merchant in the business market, unable to do business. So, what brings you here? Do you need something from me? Well, actually, Reed explained that he and his classmates were investigating the truth to find out what had happened the previous night. You're investigating? That's right. I'd really appreciate it if you could answer a few questions for us. You may be able to help us find the culprit. Suppose it can't hurt. It's better than doing nothing at least. You don't have to sound so, pessimistic. Well, could you blame me? Your students are at a military academy. They're not exactly ace detectives. Well, that is true, but we're still determined to find out who did this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful. Okay, fine. I never said I wouldn't help you, did I? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning. You did? As soon as I made sure my stall was ready to open the next morning, I left everything set up and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch for that. Yes, I shouldn't have left my stall unattended, though. By the time I got in, it was too late. The deed had been done. So by morning, the stall had already been destroyed and your goods stolen? Come to think of it, what goods were stolen exactly? Oh, I have a sample with me, actually. An accessory? Is this a brand that's popular in the capital? Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them at the market. But this is the only one I have left now. It's such a drag to think how much money I lost in one single night. That damn coward sabotaging my business. It's much too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence that proves his culpability? No, but he's clearly the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing this spot from me. He decided to destroy my stall altogether. I just know it. I'm going to get him to give me my goods back no matter what it takes. Please try to stay calm. You do know that if you cause any more trouble, the provincial army really will arrest you, right? Yeah, I know, but it's a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing ever happened. It's wrong, or general principle. I'm begging you, please get my goods back, whatever it takes. Well, I can't promise success, but I swear to you we'll do everything we can. That much I can promise. I think that's everything this merchant knows, though. Let's try questioning the other guy. Well, he seems dead set it's the other one's fault. Jesus, they wrecked both of these, didn't they? Hiya. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a moment of your time? You're those kids from that military academy, right? What do you want from me? I've got nothing to sell to you, obviously. Even if I did have something to sell, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. And to top it all off, the provincial armies and that other dead merchant are acting like I'm the one who did it. He's not taking this very well, is he? Hard to blame him though, but we need to see if he knows anything that might help. Well, you see, we're currently investigating the truth about what happened last time, so tell us what you know. You're investigating this mess, huh? Okay. Wait, what? You considered cooperating with us? Sure, why not? Not getting my hopes up, but I'm sure you can understand. But hell, I've got nothing left to lose. Not exactly a vote of confidence. He's willing to cooperate with us, so I say we cut some slack and hear him out. So, about last night, at the time the incident actually happened. Last night, I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with that merchant yesterday, and I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at a friend's place, under the merchant. Just got pissed, drunk, and ranted at him all night. And you're certain of this? Positive. That's my friend if you don't believe me. He'll back me up. I wandered over here with an awful hangover this morning, and what I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole stall in shambles. And as if it wasn't bad enough, all the processed foods I was going to sell here were just gone, without a trace. The goods that were stolen were all processed foods. That's right, nuts, cheese, bacon, all foods that could have a long shelf life, made with local ingredients. Seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It was like I hadn't been drinking at all. And that's when I went over to that fool's stall to make a pay for it. Why did you go straight to him? Because he was the one who did it, of course. He smashed my stall so he could have that spot all to himself. But that doesn't make any sense. If Heinz did it, then why was his stall destroyed too? He must have done that to himself. Probably figured if he destroyed his own stall, no one would believe he could be responsible. I don't know, that seems pretty unlikely. It's kind of excessive. While I understand your frustration, baseless accusations do no one any favors, and could only cloud the true issue. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this, I might have to shut up shop for good. That is bad. If I could at least get my goods back, maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat, but what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, and the provincial army sure ain't about to help. I'm finished, pure and simple. All the hard work I've put into getting this far, and this is how my dream ends for me. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we'll actually be able to help for you. How much actual help we'll be able to do for you. But we'll do everything in our power to help you find some form of closure. So cheer up, okay? I do appreciate that, but again, I'm not about to get my hopes up. Good luck though. That's all the two victims of this crime have to say, it seems. What does everybody think? Can't be sure, but I really don't think either of them was responsible. Both merchants clearly have adequate motive to damage the other stall, but the chance of both committing the same crime on the same night without crossing paths is virtually nil. It's not impossible they were just out to steal each other's merchandise, but I don't believe that's what happened. Both of them have alibis confirming that they were somewhere else when the crime took place. I'm inclined to agree there. I just can't see either of those merchants being responsible for what happened. So we're gonna have to look elsewhere to find viable suspects. Where though? I mean, who could it possibly have been? It's impossible to say right now. We don't have any solid leads. We know who the culprit wasn't, but how are we supposed to start narrowing down who it was? The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues, so we should focus our attention elsewhere. Actually, there's one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't make any damn sense. Maybe if we can work out the reason behind their strange behavior, we can come one step closer to finding our culprit. Whom do you mean? I'm talking about... Well, clearly we know it's not the merchants in the market, because Lord already said that there's no any clues in there. The market manager seemed out to actually, help and stop this idiocy. So the only ones who don't make any sense right now is the provincial army not doing their jobs right. The provincial army. They haven't done a thing to try and solve this crime, despite it happening right under their goddamn noses. And that begs the question, why not? The market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role due to the tax issue, which means the provincial army should refuse to intervene in quarrels between the market as well. If that's the case, why did they come and intervene this morning? Now that you mention it, that really doesn't make any sense. Their methods were atrocious, but the fact is that they brought that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything and the next they're taking a stand? It's definitely suspicious. My points exactly. There's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we take a look around the army's guardhouse and have a look? We might be able to learn something from them that could aid in our investigation. It might be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here either. Let's head on over and see what we can find out. I mean, think about it. The guards already said they're not gonna do anything, and then when something goes wrong, they just miraculously show up and fix it. Yeah, I don't believe so. And I think this is nope, market manager. Damn it. Here, guardhouse. Guardhouse. This it? It's a house. That's not a guardhouse, but that's a house. Where is the guardhouse? You know what? Just look for the exclamation mark. That was all. Not the weathercock. Not the church. Is it? Nope, it's not a house. Where is the goddamn... You know what? Fuck it. Where is it? Oh. The one building I keep walking past. And it's got all the goddamn signs next to it. Look, there's a god there, there's an emblem, there's crests. I have an umpty. Ah, yeah. Are you those soldiers from that military academy, was it? What are you doing here? We're terribly sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us with something. Could we ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at Grand Market this morning? What? What does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of Thor's Military Academy. And we would very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle a difficult everyday situation. This seems to be a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal case study, and could prove most invaluable to our education, if you permit it. Alright, stay here. I'll see what I can do. It looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after all. Nicely done, Laura. In times like these, we need to make good use of our position. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn after all. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them, okay? Remember, it's not always about what they say that matters, and how they say it, and even more importantly, it's what they don't say. Right. I hope you appreciate us taking time out of our busy schedule for this. So what do you want? Make it quick. I'm a busy man, you know. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the provincial army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? I'm not sure. You got a big mouth for someone your age. It seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the number one priority of the provincial army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you, their number one priority should be to enforce the will of the region's ruling lord. New company, yeah? As members of the provincial army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawal, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect? Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers, we follow our orders. That's how the military works. And we don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our damn jobs. This is nuts. How does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him. It looks like it doesn't seem too likely anymore. So that's it then. Well, I hope if this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait, would Would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Fine, ask it. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant, all he had left was one sample. What are you talking about? That merchant from the Capital Heights was the one planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking at me like that for? How did you know that? I was under the impression that you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intended to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir? We have our own ways of finding these things out, and you do well not to underestimate us. Now, we have wasted enough time answering your frivolous questions. We're leaving. You're fleeing, more like. Do you think the fact that they knew what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter after all? But the burglary happened last night, and it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed. I suspect they knew that what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. So that would be an easy information for them to learn, since Duke Albarea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true, and the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records or something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they needed to know so they could compare? Prepare? Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It was probably due to them to get them to start fighting, so they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically, to create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants were being used all along? That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the provincial army has shown no interest in actively working towards a solution, unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand and then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'd feel like they had no choice but to withdraw the petition. This is turning out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is the provincial army is somehow involved with the actual perpetrators of the crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, to find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the provincial army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree, really. Whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Celtic. There just aren't many viable places to hide a huge volume of goods without them being found already. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they escaped by train? Nah, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would definitely raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe we should ask out on the main road and see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious might have been spotted leaving, or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action, actually. Come, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. So we gotta ask around, huh? Well, if they are involved with these idiots, then they had to come into town. So, drunk guy, do you know something? I mean, I know this is a far cry from... I should have been talking to you. Now, I know this is a far cry, but it's worth a shot. Drunk guy, come on, bud, talk to me. My drink shop, God. Someone, anyone, give me some meter. This pair of drunk needs some meter. Okay, you know nothing, you imbecile. Anyone seen anything funny? Hello, you look like you're around in the mornings. It's hard to believe just how bad things have been for the Grand Market these past few days. I'm worried about how this will affect the customer turnout. Hopefully they'll manage to capture the robbing culprit at least. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Fine. I'm used to hitting R2 to get, like, directions. So, ask around on the main street. Right? Hey kid! Is there really a criminal going around causing trouble at the Grand Market? There isn't? Oh, I can't believe you. Mom! Kid, you know stuff. You know stuff. Someone suspicious looking. Sorry man, I can't help you. I've been hanging by the station all day thanks to work, so I haven't seen anything. You might want to ask Jake and his crew though. They're always playing by the highway, so they know more about it than me. Who's Jake? Wait, is Jake that kid that's bullying the other kid? You're Jake, right? Yeah, talk to Jake, okay? Mom got real mad at me, so yeah. Sorry about yesterday. Promise me you won't pull any stuff like that anymore, okay? I'll forgive you if you do that. Yeah, I promise. Here, take this too. It's real special to me, so you know, I'm being serious. Okay, don't ask him then. Oh, hi kid. Lulu, are you okay? Look what that masked man did to her. Is something the matter? I was just chasing after Lulu near the west exit of town, and there was this weird man asleep alongside the side of the street. A weird man? Drunk as we saw earlier, perhaps? Probably. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made little Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll have to keep an eye on Lulu to make sure he's... Ah, fuck. Let me restart. I don't know who he is, but I'll have to keep an eye on Lulu to make sure she keeps a safe distance from him. So he's not from this town then? I'm not sure. I only started seeing him about a few days ago. I'd never seen him before that. Really now, that does sound like a lead if ever I heard one. If he's drinking in the middle of the day and isn't a short to Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's go have a look near the... let's look near the west exit and see if we can track him down. That son of a bitch didn't say anything to me a minute ago. Oh, we're gonna go talk to him with more forceful methods this time. You drunk asshole! Yep, that's him. He's not even hiding it anymore, look. He's got the bottle in his hand already. Drink! Bring me another drink! Yeah, this guy reeks. How much has he put out? It's only midday and he's already completely blitzed. I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir, are you alright? We can help you get back home if you'd like. Shut up! Leave me alone. I'm just as good for nothing as just lost a job. Working after that there in Nature Park with my whole life. Nature Park? I wonder if he's talking about the Nadia Nature Park we saw yesterday. Oh, you kids know it? You see, I used to be the park ranger for that place. And then you lost your job? Yeah, out of nowhere too. I gave him a loss of that job I did, and then he just came and took it off of me. That damn official just showed up out of nowhere and told me I was sacked. Just can't take a man's livelihood off him like that? It's not fair. That job in my life. Yeah, we can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right though. I agree, it hardly seems fair to take a man's job away from him without good reason. Right, I'm so glad somebody understands how I feel. There's no way a bunch of kids like that are gonna do a better job than me. Kids? I was drinking here last night too, you see. And a bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking out of that town through the west gate. The weird thing was, they were carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too, in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I tell ya. You don't think they could have been a nature park? I wouldn't have even considered that. But given its size, it would no doubt be the perfect hiding spot. Yeah, they'd have no trouble stashing the merchandise there undetected. The men standing at the entrance yesterday were probably there as lookouts. And if a provincial official was the one to tell them he was fired, that's practically a smoking gun at this point. Huh? I say something useful or something? I don't know what I said, but if I helped you out, why not buy me a drink? I would suggest you start trying to sober yourself up instead. There's a good chance you'll be able to recover both your park and your job. What? We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, let's head out to the Lunaria Nature Park. Right. I don't know about you damn kids, but you're alright. Part drunkard, part really, really racist southern. West Celtic. Yeah, it's West Celtic anyway. Let's work. Go. That's the west, right? Yep.